Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience, episode number 999, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to the streams. Welcome all over Facebook and all points in between. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. When we're talking about that, plus we got a major announcement from the WWE, and it concerns the Elimination Chamber. So we're going to talk about that and so much more here tonight on the Wrestling Experience. My guest Cherry will be here a few minutes. She is doing family obligations right now, and she'll be with me on tonight's extravaganza. So sit back, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the Wrestling Experience because it starts right now.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, The Wrestling Experience, with your host, Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, The Wrestling Experience. Now with your host, Earl Cole.
And welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and this is episode number 99, if you will, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, the streams are alive and well tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Thursday night. You've landed on the mothership, and this is the Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Last night we had AEW Dynamite Grand Slam from Arthur Ashe Stadium. Lot of show, great show, good stuff, and it was like a big fight feel to it. It really did, and it was almost like a pay-per-view offering. That's what it was felt like last night. So you got all of that, and we're going to discuss that tonight with my guest Cherry. Cherry is going to be here in a few minutes. She is doing family obligations right now, so. Hopefully that I can get Cherry in here and then we can talk about Dynamite. This is episode 99, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, next Thursday night, it's going to be something very special. The Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen, has its 100th episode. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. This show, this experience has been, no pun intended, this experience has been great. I have had so many challenges up and down the highway. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I had so many guests on this show. And we're going to relive all 100 episodes, ladies and gentlemen. And, from Cameron to Kyle Velasquez to Mitch Kofsky, all of them have graced the wrestling experience, and none bigger than my good friend, my dear departed friend Jeffrey, who is on the wrestling experience, who always took a slice out of his time and gave me his time, and to be on the experience. And I'm going to dedicate the show to him next week. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everyone at the Hardcore Sports Network. I want to thank all my fans, all of the supporters, all of my subscribers, and everybody who has been on the wrestling experience. So that is happening next Thursday night. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who's in the chat. Wesley's 304. How are you? Sarah, thank you very much for that comment. And how easy it's Thursday night. You know what that means. Yes, how easy. It is Thursday night. It's time for the wrestling experience. Thank you all for your comments and everything. Again, like I said, I'm waiting for Sarah to come in here so we can get the show started. And as soon as Cherry pops in here, we can talk. But let's just talk about what do you guys? What was your guys' thoughts on Dynamite last night? What you thought of it? What you like? What you didn't like? What was your take on it? That's what I want to know. What's your take on it? I wanted to hear your opinion. It matters. And yeah, even Wesley says Dynamite was awesome. Yes, it was awesome. Yes, it was awesome, and I agree with that assessment. Um, so let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for my guest. Let's talk about this for a second. Mark this date down on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. On February the 24th, 2024. Mark this down. 2024, February the 24th. The WWE will present to you the Elimination Chamber. It is the final stop on the road to WrestleMania 40. So the event will take place on February the 24th. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard the announcement, this is earth shattering. For the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, the Elimination Chamber will be held in Perth, Australia. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. Perth, Australia will host the Elimination Chamber on Saturday. That is Saturday, February the 24th. And this is the first time that Australia will be getting a pay per view of this caliber known as the Elimination Chamber. So, the Elimination Chamber, ladies and gentlemen, will debut in Perth, Australia on Saturday, February the 24th. And it's going to be historic because it's on an outdoor stadium. This is the first time that the Elimination Chamber will be held on outdoor stadium. And it is also debuting in Australia. So there's going to be history all over the place. I mean, this is on I've never this is unprecedented. The WWE is coming to Perth, Australia on Saturday night. Well, I don't know if it's Saturday. Well, it can't be Saturday night. But it will be in Perth, Australia on Saturday, February the 24th, and it will be the Elimination Chamber. Major announcement today by WWE. I tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't watched an international pay-per-view, well, you're going to be in for a treat here. So, um, ladies and gentlemen, that's how the story goes. Um, Again, I want to thank you all for your comments, your thoughts that are in the chat. I don't know if Cherry can come on board. I haven't heard from her. I guess I can do the show. I guess I. Did you see NBC is getting 4 specials in 2024 to 25 from the WWE? No, I didn't. I didn't hear that, Wesley. I didn't hear that. Thanks for that announcement. So I guess 4 specials means that they're going to bring back Saturday night's main event in 2024. Is that what we're going to get? Is that what we're going to get? I think that's probably what we're going to get. Um, so that should be interesting. That should be a lot of fun. Um, the WWE is making history all over the place. If you know, ladies and gentlemen, they did produce Saturday night's main event. Um, It's in the press release from SmackDown moving to USA. Oh, and SmackDown is moving to USA. Oh, so no more Fox. So SmackDown is moving to USA Network. All right, so this is good. So now we have Monday Night Raw and we have Friday Night SmackDown moving to the USA Network. This is big. This is big. This is huge. And I applaud the WWE for doing this. Now we get Raw on Mondays, and now we're going to get Friday Night SmackDown on the USA Network. Good stuff. Raw and NXT is leaving USA next year. Oh well, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. So Raw and NXT is leaving USA next year. So we're gonna get SmackDown, but we lose Raw and NXT. I wonder where they. I guess they'll be moving to Peacock. I guess that's where they're gonna be moving to Peacock. Um, I guess that's where they will be moving to. Um, so that's a blow to USA on Monday nights to leave Raw. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's some news. So we're getting news all over the place. Thanks, Wesley, for the news, the breaking news, and yeah, that's great. Front runners for Amazon, CBS, and the CW. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I don't have Amazon, so I wouldn't be able to watch Raw if they go to Amazon. CBS, I don't know about CBS doing Raw. That doesn't fit. And the CW, yeah, I guess I can see that moving, but uh, they belong on USA. Raw belongs on USA. It's not a fit. It's not a fit. It really isn't. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think Sherry is coming tonight. I think she's too busy with family obligations at this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on with the show, and let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery is interested in Raw and NXT. But what would happen to AEW? I don't think anything would happen, Wesley, to be honest with you. I don't think anything would happen. It'll be interesting to see if they could coexist on the same channel. Um, I could see Raw going to Monday nights on TBS, and then you would have AEW on Wednesday night. And I don't think they would be bumping into each other. You'd have Raw, and then of course, if you move NXT to TBS, now you're gonna have Raw on Monday, NXT on Tuesday, and then Dynamite on Wednesday. So I don't know if that's too much wrestling on one channel. That's a sticky wicket because you can't bump Dynamite off its TV schedule and TBS. They were there first, so it'll be interesting to see if they can work something out. But we'll keep abreast of it. We'll keep abreast of it, and we'll let you know exactly what's happening. So um, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Um, all right, so let's talk about the opening contest. I would think that that would be a conflict of interest, possibly. Yes, Sarah, I would agree with that because um, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think if they would be, I think first of all, I believe that it would be too much wrestling on the networks. I think it would be too much. I mean, because think about it. If Raw and NXT move from USA to TBS, now you have three wrestling shows on that channel. You have Raw on Monday. Then you have NXT on Tuesday, and then 24 hours later you got Dynamite on there. I don't know if that's oversaturating the channel, and I don't know if it's oversaturating the market. That's something that needs to be expounded upon. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, um, if anybody can get a hold of Cherry and send her a message. Let her know that the wrestling experience is on the air. I don't know if she can do the show now or not, but I would love to have her take on everything and get her thoughts on the matters at hand. But let's talk about the opening contest of Dynamite, which was the title for title match. It was Claudio Castagnoli taking on Eddie Kingston. The match was great. The match was physical. The match was hard hitting as all get out. These two men beat the stew out of one another in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this much. This was a war. This was a war. No doubt about it. Kingston and Claudio just tore the house down, and the crowd loved it. The crowd was hot for it, and I was all invested. I was invested in it 1,000%. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, in the end, it was revealing that Eddie Kingston won the Ring of Honor World Title. So now Eddie Kingston has New Japan title and he has the Ring of Honor World Title. I mean this was a shocking twist turn of events, so to speak. I wouldn't have thought that Claudio Castagnoli would have lost this title, but he did. He lost it to Eddie Kingston in a hard fought match, in a physical match, in a any kind of way you want kind of a match. And I loved it. The match was great. Now, on an entertainment level, ladies and gentlemen, on an entertainment level, I am giving this match a 10. That was a great match. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I did too, Sarah. I did too. I did too. Sarah, if you want to come on the wrestling experience and you want to be part of the show, you can. Get the link to the show, and you could be part of the show if you want. Um, so Anyway, yeah, the match was fun. The match was great. The match was great. Great chemistry, great nuance in the match. I enjoyed it. I had no issues with what was going on in the ring. Everyone played their part well in the match. It was great. It was fantastic. So yeah, I like Sarah said, I enjoyed it. I really did. NFL reality check. What's good? How are you tonight? Thank you for stopping in. I'm doing good, thank you. A long day, but I'm hanging in there, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for popping in. I greatly appreciate it, everybody. If you like what you see and you like what you hear, please hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the road to 400 subscribers continues, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, like I said before, next week, ladies and gentlemen, next week is, and Cherry is here. Let's add her to the scoring.
Hey, I literally just got home from dance, so.
I'm so sorry, Cherry. I didn't mean to rush you.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. So I wasn't. I'm not gonna be able to be on long tonight because I've got stuff going on with Josie and everything. But I wanted to pop on and say hi.
Oh well, I'm glad.
I don't have my normal red lips on. I apologize.
So um, Cherry, if you can do me a favor, if you could send Sarah the link in the chat, and I'll greatly appreciate it.
Let me see. How do I get the link
Um,
to? I guess just
so
let's see. I think this is it right here. So I'm sending it to her on Twitter.
oh, okay. So Cherry, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Last night we had AEW Grand Slam. What did you make of the show?
What I got to see of it, the which was pretty much only the final match, was really good. That match with Samoa Joe and MJF was really good. I saw some of the other setup that was done, like on Twitter after the fact, but like I saw the thing with Saraya and Tony Storm. Oh, hi Drew. Um, but I thought that MJF match with Samoa Joe was excellent. Kind of a full circle moment, knowing kind of their history back in WWE with that little skit where Joe shoved a very young MJF
Right.
as a security guard. But yeah, that was. But yeah, what I saw, and I think I saw Sammy Guevara kick Jericho in the
Yeah, in the another
nuts.
region.
That's
Yeah, and the beans and the franks.
the beans and the franks. Yes, yeah. I think that's all I saw. I didn't like the shenanigans at the end of the Samoa Joe.
No, well, that was, yeah,
I
that
didn't think
was,
it was needed. I thought they
no,
done such a good job up until the choke out thing. I wasn't a big fan of that, uh,
right.
but the actual match itself up until that point was really good.
I mean, the crowd was invested in everything, Cherry. The
Yes,
crowd, the crowd was invested in it, and I loved it. I especially the opening contest with Claudio Castagnoli and 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 um and of course Eddie Kingston. Did you check out that match? Did you see it?
no, I didn't get a chance to see that one.
Oh, okay. That was a title for title match, and I loved it. And the surprise at the end, Eddie Kingston wins the Ring of Honor He won the Ring of Honor, Cherry, the world title from Claudio Castagnoli last night.
Whoa.
Great, yeah, great stuff. Great
Oh,
opening match.
oh, and I saw what happened to Moxley. That I thought he had broken his neck.
Oh, that was pretty scary. I'm glad that you talked about that, Jim, because I'm going to talk about that next.
Uh-oh.
The International Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you lost Cherry. The International Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Um, it was John Moxley taking on Ray Phoenix. Very scary moment in the end there. They had to call an audible because Moxley, with the move that Ray Phoenix did to Moxley, was very scary. Moxley ended up having a concussion, but at first he didn't move. The referee counted, and then he stopped his count, and then Ray Phoenix did the same move again on Moxley. So I was just like, what's going on here? What's happening? Doctors rushed in to help Moxley. Um, I mean, it was a very scary moment. It was very sketchy. The end was very sketchy. I didn't understand why the referee stopped at this count. I didn't understand it. The audible was called. They had to do the finish all over again, and Ray Phoenix wins the international championship. But more importantly, Moxley's health is important. He suffered a concussion in the match. And I tell you something, I don't know what's going to happen with Moxley. I don't know. And again, like I said before, I'll say it again. Again, I wish John Moxley my best, and then everything else. We did lose Cherry, ladies and gentlemen. She had to run, and she had to run. So um yeah, so that was it. The match was fine. The match was great, and I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And for me, on an entertainment level, I don't think I did the other match with an entertainment level. Let me just dial it back for a second. Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston. We did talk about that match, ladies and gentlemen. On an entertainment level, I'm going to give it an 11. I just broke the scale. And let's see. Sarah's here. Let's add Sarah to the screen.
Hi, Earl. How are you?
I am doing fine, Sarah, and
Good.
you look lovely today. You have the hair all pinned back,
Oh,
and
thank you. I put my hair up.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
it's in a
love it.
ponytail, so it gets a little poofy. Thank you.
Yeah, and beyond the script, thank you so much. Yes, and look out now. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Beyond the script just loves when I say that. He just loves.
See, now I got my water.
Yes,
I
yes.
got my
But I'm
water.
but not, unfortunately, beyond the script, I'm not calling a match. So unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just talking about a match. So unfortunately, I can't say look out now. So, but if you watch Friday Night
Right.
SmackDown with Orange Cassidy's bestie, Mitch Kofsky. Mitch Kofsky and I, we will be doing Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night. So watch out for that. So
Now look
we
out
got a
now
we
for
got a
that.
lot. Yeah. Look out now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Um. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen. So what I was talking about, Sarah, when you popped in, I was talking about the John Moxley match and how scary it was for Moxley. They had to call an audible. They had to. Because what happened is that when the referee was administering the 3 count, the referee whispered something to Moxley. Now, I'm not sure what that was. I'm not sure what he was whispering to Moxley because, as you know, the referees have earpieces, and that goes to the gorilla position, and they have to take their instructions from the producer on how to finish the match and where to move and all that kind of stuff. So apparently, apparently they called the audible, and Moxley did not move the first time.
That was
So
scary.
what they told Ray Phoenix, they just told me in the ear that you're gonna have to do it again. So they had to pretend Moxley kicked out of it, and then Ray Phoenix went and did it again. But then this time it I think what happened was is when Ray Phoenix got him up in the position, he moved the leg to the left instead of to the right. Something went snafu in the move, and
Okay.
Moxley's head went straight down into the middle of the mat.
Oh
And
my
that was
god.
not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen. That
No.
was a botch. That was a total botch. And and then the referee said, okay, just cover him. And I'm just going to do the 3 count. We're just going to mop this up. So they
Sure.
mopped it up. They mopped it up. They gave him the belt. All the medical staff came in the back. One thing is that I was very happy about, and of course the audience said it too, who was sitting there live in the audience. Moxley got up, ladies and gentlemen, and went to the back to the medical room at the Arthur Ashe room, which was good.
Yeah. At
Um,
least he had enough, and he was in the right mindset to know to do that.
right.
That he
Um,
didn't blow it off or anything. He just went right back to get checked out. So that was a good thing.
so, ladies and gentlemen, if you all didn't hear the announcement from the WWE, Dolph Ziggler has been released.
I can't believe
Dolph
that.
Dolph Ziggler has been released from the WWE. He is no longer a WWE superstar. He is gone from the company. They let him go. So I think that this is more harbinger things to come, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be hearing more people get released here, and
Oh yeah.
they're going to be going through a whole litany of list of people that they feel are not television worthy. And
Yep.
speaking of television worthy, ladies and gentlemen, if you all didn't hear this news, apparently SmackDown is moving from Fox to USA. So,
That's gonna be crazy.
SmackDown will no longer belong to Fox. It'll now belong to the USA Network. But in the same token, Raw and NXT is leaving USA. So,
Oh, I
where
didn't
are
know
they? Where are
that.
they? Yeah, where are they going to be? Well, somebody in the chat broke the news just a few minutes ago.
Oh, that's what they. Okay, yeah, because
Yeah,
it sounds to me like if they were to put WWE, programming and AEW programming on the same channel, same network, it kind of sounds like almost like a conflict of interest to me because I think about it this way: if WWE won't even have their live shows in the same venues as AEW, I don't know if they're going to be cool with having their television shows on the same channel as AEW.
well,
That's my only thought.
that's what I was saying, Sarah. What I was saying was is when before you popped in, what I said
Yeah.
was is in the commentary, what I said was is I think that would be oversaturating the market. Because what will happen is you're going to start losing the audience. Because
Yeah.
what will happen is that first of all you have Raw on Monday night. Let's say Raw, NXT, and AEW all fell on the TBS umbrella. Okay, now we have Raw on Monday. Then we have NXT on Tuesday, and then 24 hours later you got Dynamite. That's way too much wrestling. That is way too much wrestling in the
It's a lot.
product. That's a lot to do it because you're talking about a 3 hour telecast, then a
Oh,
2 hour
yeah.
telecast, then another 2 hour telecast. So that's a lot of wrestling you're asking the audience to do. Um, AEW is turning into WCW 2000. I don't think so, Mr. Unknown. I don't think Mr. Unknown. I think you're wrong on that. I don't agree with that. I don't think so.
Why
I
wouldn't they
don't
go
think.
to like if they have to find a different night, then go to Thursday night. There's nothing on Thursdays, I don't think.
No, but you still have Thursday night football, which they would have to
Oh, that's
compete with.
right.
They would have to compete with that,
I forgot about that.
and that's a lot of give and take to the audience.
It is.
Especially if it's somebody's favorite team, and they're like in a championship caliber kind of a run. I don't think you want to ask the audience to do that. So it's kind of like a sticky wicket kind of a thing here. But that what the rumor is that the CW11, CBS, and Amazon are all interested in producing Raw and NXT. The question is, which one will they go with? Well, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. If they go to Amazon, I don't have Amazon. I don't have it. So the
Yeah.
Raw watch along would have to cease to exist. Because there's no way I can get Amazon. I don't know. I don't have it. So, but
Sure.
but Channel 11, yeah, Channel 11, the CW, yeah, I can get that. That's not an issue. CBS with Raw, I don't see that fit. That doesn't look like a good fit.
No,
I
I
would
don't think so
I
either.
That doesn't look like a good fit.
No.
I've never seen wrestling on Channel 2. I've never seen it in my life. Never seen it in my life. It's been on other channels, but never Channel 2. I don't even think Channel 2 would be invested in running a 3 hour wrestling show on a Monday night when they got so many other shows that they show you on that channel. And I don't think
Oh,
they want
yeah.
to be shuffling it off just for some wrestling show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to figure too. If SmackDown didn't work on Fox, what makes you think Raw is going to work on CBS?
Right,
So I think
right,
it has to be on cable. That's just
right.
my humble opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with the assessment.
So
Um,
yeah.
so so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that all of that news is happening today. All this, and then another news. If you all didn't hear, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't hear the announcement, mark this date down on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday, February the 24th, 2024. We are going to present to you the Elimination Chamber, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the final stop on the road to WrestleMania 40. And ladies and gentlemen, the Elimination Chamber will happen in Perth, Australia. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the
Oh, wow.
Elimination Chamber is going to take place in Perth, Australia. It has never ever happened before that WWE's pay-per-view Elimination Chamber will debut in Perth, and it's the first time that this event will be held outdoors.
Oh, it's outside?
It's outside. The arena
Oh
is
my goodness.
outdoors. It's a stadium.
Oh my gosh.
So you're talking about massive audience. This is what
Wow.
the WWE is banking on. A massive audience. That
That's
is what they're
crazy.
that is going to be unheard of. But it's going to happen on
Yeah.
February the 24th of the Elimination Chamber. It's been booked. It's in the books, and the WWE is heading to Australia, and they will present to you the Elimination Chamber. These international pay-per-views, I'm telling you something, folks. It's something to behold.
Yeah.
It's something to behold because, first of all, we did the Money in the Bank for the first time in London, England, and how successful was that?
Very
How
much
success?
so.
Very successful. And now they're going into the Australian market.
Yeah.
Now they haven't had an event in a very long time. And well, if you all remember, they did do an event in Australia before. I forgot the name of it. I don't remember the name of it, but it was on pay-per-view. Now I'm not sure what the time is going to be like, or how this is going to work, because the time difference in Australia is totally different from US. So I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know if they're gonna do this in the afternoon. If they're gonna do it they can't do it in the evening. That's for sure. Um, I'm not sure.
I wonder what the
I'm
time
not.
difference is there in Australia.
I'm not sure. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the Elimination Chamber is coming to you from Perth, Australia. Um, oh, so Emma tweeted she's excited, then said, "Oh, never mind. I'm oh, so all right. So Emma has
Oh,
been
that's
released.
terrible.
Released. Emma has been released too. So Dolph Ziggler and Emma are gone from the WWE.
Earl, I heard it was a whole list of people, like Mustafa Ali released him, and he's
Oh,
supposed to have
wait
a
a
match.
minute. Wait,
Yeah.
there's a list.
There's like a whole list of people, or like Mustafa
Wait,
Ali. He's supposed
wait
to
a
have a
minute.
match with Dominic in like two
Wait,
weeks.
wait a minute. Wait a second. I gotta look for this list. I've got to look for this list. All right, folks. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna
There's
pull
a
this up. I'm
ton of
gonna pull.
people.
I'm going to pull this up, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a massive release by the WWE. So we're gonna table Grand Slam right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about as soon as my computer works here. Um, wow, this is this is something here. Hold on one second, folks. I'm trying to get my computer. Uh, okay, so here. Okay, all right. Um, wow, this is huge. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen,
It's
here are the people that
crazy.
have been released. We have Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin. Let's see who else we got. Who else? Oh man, my computer froze. This is not what I want. Okay, let's. Mustafa Ali,
Yes.
Elias,
Yep.
Riddick Moss. Wow. Aaliyah, Dana Brooke. Oh wow.
There's quite
Wow.
a few. Top Dollar from Hit Row. He
Well,
got released.
I'm not surprised at that. I'm
No,
not.
that one I'm not surprised at,
That I'm
like
not
at
surprised.
all.
Dana
Mm-mm.
Brooke,
Nope.
I'm not surprised about. Rick
No.
Boobs. ladies and gentlemen, Rick Boobs has been released. Wow. Top Dollar Dabakato, Mason Mansour. Oh wow.
Yes. No more maximum
Uh,
male models.
right. Quincy Elliott, Bryson Montana. I don't know who those guys are. Somebody in NXT.
Yeah, they said that a couple people from like the people from NXT that have been released so far, and I don't mean this as disrespectful, but I figure those are the folks like those the names I don't recognize. They
Right.
said that the people in NXT that got released were superstars that had yet to debut on TV, so they hadn't been on TV at all.
Okay, so then Shanky. Shanky has been released.
Yeah, it's.
Um, wow.
I think
Uh,
there's going to be more coming. We can
yeah, but these are
fairly certain.
these are the names, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Dollar, Rick
Yep.
Boobs, Aaliyah. Dana Brooke, I was not surprised about. That is not a
No,
surprise.
no,
That I'm not
because
shocked about. I'm not shocked about. She can't wrestle,
no.
and she really didn't bring much to the table when it came to WWE TV. Um, Aaliyah, I'm a little shocked about because they really didn't give her a chance to really do
No.
anything. And as far as Hit Row is concerned, I'm not surprised about that either.
Yeah.
This is the second time Hit Row has been released by the WWE, and now it's going to be permanent. They will not be asked back, ladies and gentlemen. And they've been jobbering them out anyway, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not surprised at that. I'm not shocked at that at all.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been forever since they were even on SmackDown.
Right. And
A long time.
Elias being released. Again, like I said before, the storylines that they had for him made no sense.
Yeah.
Made no sense. Especially that feud he was with Randy Orton. I mean, not with Randy Orton. Um,
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, Kevin Owens. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Grown man obsessing over the identity of
Right?
another man.
It's like who
Okay.
cares?
I was like, okay. It was ridiculous. I mean, it
It
was.
was. It was
It
like
was.
you
It
go
was.
back
It
and
was.
watch it. It was pretty silly.
It was so subliminal and so sublime, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Randy Orton, ladies and gentlemen, this past week he was spotted at the WWE Performance Center. So it looks like Randy Orton is getting back into ring
Oh.
shape. Looks like he's getting back into ring shape, and it looks like Orton wants to come back to the WWE. Maybe in
That's
2024.
ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe in 2024 he'll be
Wow.
inducted. He'll be introduced into the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, that, oh my goodness, it would be so wonderful to see him again.
I would not. I would not sneeze at that at all.
No. And to see him again healthy, and his back is okay. That's what's
Right.
important, is that he's healthy and his back is okay. So,
And another thing too is, ladies and gentlemen, the release of Mustafa Ali. Now, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, he has always wanted his release from the WWE. His booking has been horrendous. It's been horrendous.
yeah.
And I know our dear departed friend Jeffrey. He always used to tease me with Mustafa Ali, that I like
He
Mustafa
did.
Ali. Yeah, he did. He
He
did.
did. And it
He
was one of
did.
the funniest
Yeah,
things.
yeah. He kept going. His banter. If you all don't know what I'm talking about, his banter with me with Ali was ridiculous. Because I used to zing him. I said,
So funny.
and you know what? You know what, Jeffrey? I'm going to tell you something. You keep singing me with Mustafa Ali. I'm going to send Omas to your house. That's what I'm going to do. You keep poking the bear. Keep poking it. Keep poking it. It keep poking it. You're gonna see me do in action. Keep poking it. Keep poking that bear. Keep taking that stick and keep poking it and see what you get. Keep it up. He used to crack me up all the time.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Earl, and then I used to tease him. I said, well, Triple H just tweeted, he just put the ring together or something like. I would have said something like that just to get him off my case. I was like, enough already. Enough. I'm trying to do my job. Enough.
And he's probably thinking, I'm doing my job by teasing you about it.
Right, exactly. That's probably what he would say. He said, I'm just going to make him go off kilter. That's what he was. He's not
gotta keep it lively.
Well, exactly.
Keep you on your toes.
Made me fumble all over the place.
Oh,
But
it was so funny, though.
He was something else. He was something else, man. I if he was here now, he would have said, "Oh, Earl, your boy got released. How do you feel about that?" And he would probably have a pretend microphone, and he was sticking it in my face. I have no comment. Anyway, get that out of here.
How do you feel? Tell us
Well,
how you really feel.
Right. Get out of here with that.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. But him getting released, I mean, he always wanted his release. And now he's got it. And then maybe he can do something else. Do something else with your career. Um but ladies and gentlemen, those are the releases that we got on the internet. And again, like I'll say this, man, I don't think they're gonna stop here with these cuts.
No, I think there's gonna
Yeah,
be more coming.
I think there's probably gonna be more because I did say this on the Raw Watch Along last week, ladies and gentlemen, that they are looking at everyone's contract now. They are looking at it, and if it becomes too much, or they feel that the contract's expensive, they're gonna release the person. Because they are trying to have a budget, and they need a budget because now they're dealing with Endeavor, and Endeavor wants them to have a budget, and if they have to answer to them, so what they have no choice. They got to cut where they got to cut, and
You
yeah.
gotta figure too, what's the return on investment? You're paying all this money to somebody that they're not on TV for whatever reason. They're not working, they're not wrestling. So why would you? That would be like paying me to sit at home on my couch and watch TV all day. My company's not going to pay me to do that.
No one's gonna
So
do that. No. You're
so
not there to take up air. You're not there to take up air. You can do that at home.
exactly. And I think too, like when you mentioned contracts, I think with the folks perhaps moving forward, when their contracts are due to expire or will be expiring, I think they're going to be, squeezing a little bit with, lessening, I guess, decreasing how much they're paying people too. You're not going to have these multi-million dollar contracts anymore.
No, they can't because,
Mhm.
as I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you all heard this or not. I don't know if you all watched the Raw Watch. I did have a story about this. Endeavor wants the WWE to have a budget of either $100 million or $2 million, but $250 million. Excuse me. That is what they want them not to exceed. And that is because of their production and everything else in between. So something has to get scaled back at some point because when they all come together and they look at the sheets and they look at the numbers and they say, oh, well, this is too much and we need to cut this and we got to cut this down. So I think the like I said before, the house shows, you don't need pyro for that. You don't need money for that. They don't
no.
use that anymore. They don't use that anymore in house shows. It's a simple setup. It's a simple TV map that they use. It's a non-televised show. They don't need a fancy entrance or anything like that. They just need something constructive on the arena floor for them to come out of, and that's it. Maybe a few lights and the music and everything else, and the Titantron, but that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's as simple and basic as you're gonna get. I know a lot of people were like, "Well, what happened to this?" And what, they don't. It's the budget. They can't do it. They can't do it because you got to understand they do a lot for the pay per view. They go through the budget on the pay per view, and then they go through the budget on the Raw and the SmackDown, and so it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a
yeah.
lot. So they have a budget and they have a set budget, and they have to go by that,
Yep.
and they can't
Makes
exceed it.
sense.
Yeah, and they can't exceed it. So because then they'll have to answer for it, and if they can't answer for it, they're going to be in big trouble.
Oh, exactly.
Where
Exactly.
did
Like
where
if
did
they go over budget, that's going to be not
that's
good.
going to be catastrophic.
Yeah, that's not going to be good.
Because the meeting will happen, and then they're going to say, "Well, where did the $2 million come from? Where did the $105 million?" You see what I mean?
Yep,
And then they can't answer for it.
exactly. So,
So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why these cuts have to happen. They gotta balloon down the budget, and if they weren't using half of the people on this list, they were not.
no,
They were. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, they could have. Listen, if they don't have a storyline for someone, like Sarah said, and she said it brilliantly, what is the sense of keep paying these people if you're gonna keep them at home? It makes no sense. They can go to another organization and they won't be making the same money as the WWE money, but they'll go to another organization and they will hone their craft.
hey, making
Yeah,
some money is better than making no money at all.
right,
So, I mean, I think Dolph Ziggler would be fantastic in AEW.
right,
I think he would do very well there. I think Mustafa Ali would be good on Ring of Honor or Impact.
right, right.
You
I
know,
can
I
I
mean,
can see that.
and think about this too. Cherry loves Drew McIntyre. Think about, when Drew got initially released from WWE, he went back to the independents and really made, like you say, Earl, honed his craft and really made something of himself so that by the time then when he came back to WWE, he had all these skills and abilities.
Right, exactly. And beyond the script, let me tell you something. I think if the WWE rehire CM Punk, they're going to be the biggest fool on the planet. First of all, first
Yeah,
of all, the man the
that's
man is a hypocrite. That's first thing. Second of
yep,
all, he's going to want more money. So third of all, they're not going to give him what he's worth. And third of all, he is a problem. He
and I
is
don't
a
know if there's
prima
any
donna
truth to that.
problem. And
Yeah.
who wants to deal with a prima donna? And I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you hire CM Punk and he's telling Triple H and Vince McMahon who to send home, you know who they're going to do? They're going to send him home.
Exactly. Exactly. They'll give him his pink slip.
You
Be
want
like, bye.
you want me to send home blah blah blah? Okay. Well,
Think so.
they'll be putting out a press release in about, I would say about 2 seconds, and future endeavors, and that's what's going to be on the
Right.
screen, and it'd be
That's
your
it.
picture next to it.
That's it.
And it will be very quick. It'll be sudden, and yeah. hmm That's
Yeah, they're not.
exactly,
I think they're
exactly.
not gonna. They're not gonna put up with the same
Oh
silliness
no! Oh no!
that Tony Khan
You're
put up with.
going to
There's
tell.
no way.
No, and there is no love lost with him and Vince. Vince cannot stand him. And I'll tell you this much:
Yeah.
you go to Vince McMahon or Triple H and tell these people what to do in backstage,
Oh no, no,
No.
no.
Oh no.
No.
No, you're gonna be rolling the wrong dice. You're
You
gonna
want
be
to end your career if you want to end your
right,
career fast,
right,
that's what you do. But
right. They'll go
come
to the
on.
locker room. They'll go to the locker room, and right behind the back door is your luggage.
Yep.
Okay, and your press pass and everything else. They'll just take that from you because you don't need that anymore. So
Yeah.
and that'll do it.
Yep. Peace out.
That'll do it. Peace out, Cub Scout. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's great. Oh, that was great.
It's true.
It's true. You're right, though. It is true. Like they would
It's,
not put up with even half the stuff that Tony Khan did. There is no way. No way.
and I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. If Dolph Ziggler went to AEW, first of all, he'll be with his brother Ryan Nemeth.
Yep, I was gonna say that too.
He was
He'll be
gonna be
with
with
his
he's gonna be
brother.
with his brother, and I think that they'd be great together, and that maybe that will spark both their careers in there and have them as a formidable tag team. I mean, look, you got the
That would
Young
be kind of
Bucks.
cool.
The Young Bucks are very popular as brother tag team. Why
Yeah,
can't you two be a tag team and be very successful?
yeah.
There's
Well,
nothing
I
I
heard
don't see
something
in.
too that they do a comedy show, like they do stand up or something.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler has his own comedy. I've never seen it. Excuse
Yeah,
me,
I
I've never seen
neither
it, but
have I.
he does do that. But here's the thing
Wow.
with Dolph Ziggler and his problem. The problem with Dolph Ziggler is he tries to put his political views on people. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
you can't do those things. You know, people have their own beliefs about political and stuff. I don't talk about politics. I never do because I don't judge anybody for their belief. What you believe is what you believe, and
that's
everything
right.
else is right. As long as you're not shoving it down my throat, I don't care what you believe. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah,
As long
exactly.
as you're not beating me over the head with it with a wet noodle, I don't care what you believe.
Yep.
I don't judge anybody but with their political beliefs. Whatever you
Yeah,
believe, that's what you believe.
yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
makes the world go around, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Um, but his problem is that, and it pissed a lot of people off behind the scenes. He used to do that to people, and it's just you can't do that. You
No.
just can't do that. You can't go up to all your workers and talk about your political beliefs and make them want to believe in you and not a
It's
good
not a good
thing.
look. It's
That's
not
not a
a
good
good look.
look. It's not a good look. So if you
No.
do go to the next organization, Ziggler, you have to reel that in. You have to dial that back. Dial that back. And don't voice your opinions on Twitter either. That's not a good look either.
You're
So
right. You're right. I think like a lot with the social media aspect. Like I'm not super active on social media because I'm of the belief I think people put way too much personal stuff on social media. Um, and then they wonder why they get haters and all this other stuff. So I just yeah, it's like you've got to kind of read the room and see, okay, is this appropriate for me to say this online, or is it appropriate for me to speak about this with my colleagues or my boss or what have you. um, but yeah, it's you've got to know how to read the atmosphere the atmosphere of the environment that you're in.
right,
So
exactly.
you go to talk about that kind of stuff, and not everybody's going to agree with you, and that's
You
okay.
know, right, exactly. I'll say this much, ladies and gentlemen. I have a saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you will. It goes, yeah, it goes something like this, if you will. The tongue you slither will be your own demise.
Oh,
Mm,
well, there you go. That
well,
makes sense.
you
Think
know,
about it.
think about it for a second, ladies and gentlemen. The tongue you
Yeah,
slither will be your own demise.
yeah.
So, and that's the truth. That is the
Oh, that's
truth.
not. yeah, beyond the script, that doesn't sound like a very fun show if that's the kind of stuff he's talking about.
Right.
Like some of that stuff is fine, like if it's a little bit, but if that's the majority of it, it's kind of like middle school humor, toilet humor. It's like, I don't know about that. But
No, if it's too raunchy, it's not for me. I can't get
no,
into that. Especially if you're gonna
no.
start doing if you still you're gonna start digging about ladies and all. No, I know I'm not into that. I'm
Yeah,
not into
no, it
that.
gets a little bit too much. But I mean, you're right. And beyond the script, you're absolutely right. Twitter is becoming that. It really is. It's just that's again part of why I'm not super active on social media because that's not my thing. It's not my scene. Um,
Right.
but I mean, my point in bringing that up about Dolph Ziggler is he's got stuff to fall back on. You know, he's doing his comedy. He can go to AEW. I mean, he can. You know, he was in WWE for what, 15 years? I mean, the guy knows what he's
Mm,
doing. He knows how to wrestle clearly. He's held titles.
right.
So, you know, he's knowledgeable, he's capable. And I think he's somebody that Tony Khan could rely on. So I think he would fit in very well in EW if
Yeah,
that's what he chooses to do.
right. And I agree with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that those were the releases that we just talked about, and none of it is like earthshot, except for Dolph Ziggler. I'm just very surprised at that.
Yeah,
Um,
that one was surprising.
that one is surprising. So, all right, let's go back to Dynamite for a second and
Sure,
Grand Slam.
sure.
Let's go back to Grand Slam for a second. Thanks, Mom. Okay, so we did talk about the Moxley match. Let's talk.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Saraya, ladies and gentlemen. Saraya took on Tony Storm, ladies and gentlemen, for the AEW Women's Title. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Storm, ladies and gentlemen, the mail was delivered, but nobody's home to receive it.
The
The
cheese,
girl,
the
the
cheese has
cheese
slid off her
slot of
cracker.
cracker. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you will. She's
Yeah.
nutty than nuts. She's nutty than nuts, ladies and gentlemen, if you will, in the bull of the woods. She nutty than nuts, then the bull of the
She
woods.
is. She's just, oh boy. I mean, but you know what though? She's pulling it off. This crazy gimmick. She's
Yes, she
pulling it
does it
off.
well.
She
She does.
does.
She does it well, ladies and gentlemen, and it fits like a perfect sock on her foot.
Yeah.
It
Like
fits
a
her.
glove.
Yeah, she came out last night, ladies and gentlemen, like a starlet in black and white. And when I first saw it,
That's so funny.
when I first saw it, I said, "Oh, this." I said, "AEW is going to be wrestling in black and white. Oh, this is a new feature from Tony Khan. All right, now, Tony. All right, even though it's
Right.
expensive from going color to black and white, but okay, Tony, you got that money like that. Go for it." I was just like,
Got the budget.
right. So and then she came down like a starlet, like 1950s, and you
Funny.
know, I was expecting her to say, "Come on and see me sometime." I was
Right.
expecting that,
Right.
or one of those cigarettes, you know, those cigarettes in the black holster, and she's got the gloves on, and she starts smoking the drag, and she starts,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, those big long plastic things that they
Yes,
stick
yes,
the
to stick
cigarette
the
in.
cigarette in there.
Yes.
Yes, yes. That's what I
Yeah.
expect. And then she had like the light,
So funny.
and then she's looking in the mirror. I thought they were gonna have that at ringside. You know when they have those mirrors with the light bulbs in it, and then she comes with the,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
You need that all that dramatic effect. That's what you need with. That's what you need with her.
She
If
is
I was
very
producing,
dramatic.
yeah, if I was producing it, that's where my mind would have went. That's exactly
Yeah.
where my mind would have went. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the match was fine. The match was okay. I didn't care for the spray in the face. She didn't sell that well at all.
No.
Um, but in the end, ladies and gentlemen, Saraya retained. She retained. the AEW Women's Title. Sarah, what did you think of the match itself?
The match itself was okay, but I didn't care. I mean, there were still shenanigans in it with Ruby Soho on the outside causing distractions and,
Right.
you know, doing stuff with Tony Storm when she was outside the ring. And it was just, I'm like, come on. If you really want to make this believable, then, Ruby Soho wouldn't be out there, or if she is out there, she wouldn't be interfering as much as she is. Um, because you know how I feel about shenanigans. It makes them
Oh,
the wrestler look incompetent.
right.
So
So I would agree with that assessment.
it was
I'd
just
agree.
weird, though. It was just weird, kind of a weird match.
Yeah, it was. So um, what else I was gonna say? Yeah. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the match was fine. The match was
Yeah,
okay. I had no issues with the match whatsoever. Everybody played their part in well, but like Sarah said brilliantly, I didn't care for the shenanigans. And ladies and gentlemen, if you will, I don't like shenanigans.
that's right.
I just want to kick that shenanigans in the bull of the woods, ladies and gentlemen. And if you will, yes, I want to kick it in the bull of the woods, ladies and gentlemen. Elsie and all her friends need to go back in that barn, ladies and gentlemen, and sit down, if you will.
Go
Right.
back in. Got a herd
Yeah,
on
you
that
don't need to
match.
come on. You don't need to come on the dance floor. We don't need to see that. You don't need to be there. Enough already.
Yeah, but I think that as we were watching it last night, I think that was the only match that had shenanigans. All the rest of them were, I think
Right.
they were one clean, which was
Yes,
great.
yes. I was great last night, ladies and gentlemen. All of the matches that you saw last, except for that one, that was clean.
Yeah,
That was clean. Here,
I was very happy about that. I thought that was fantastic.
yeah, and I'll tell you this one. Chris Jericho took on Sammy Guevara.
Oh,
Like the match was fine. The match was great, but what we got in the end was really terrible. Guevara kicked Jericho on the beans and the franks, and yes, yes, he did,
look out
ladies and gentlemen.
now!
Oh, look out now! Oh, he kicked him in the beans and the franks. Yes, look out now. Yes, I did it. All of that, ladies and gentlemen, was in the stream. Yes, it was in the stream
It
yesterday.
was.
Yes, yes,
You're
yes.
like,
It's
look
been.
out now!
Yeah, no, look out now. And he's gonna kick him in yep. He kicked him in the beans and the franks, and
You
I
did
did say, look out now.
it. You
And
did.
yes, yep, all of that was tied into the segment. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, if you will. It was bought by popular demand. Yes, beyond the script is carrying on to.
He
Yep,
likes
yep, yep. You liked it too. Yep, everybody
it. Yep.
liked it. Everybody enjoyed that. Look out now. Right the beans and the franks. Yes, and I did say that. Yes.
You did. It was so
Yeah.
funny.
Yes. And so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he brings out the worm Don Callis.
Ah, the weasel.
And ladies and gentlemen, there's no place like the locker room with them slippers. Anyway, ladies and
Oh my
gentlemen, I
gosh.
digress.
I swear, when he was walking down that ramp, they looked more sparkly than normal.
No, well, there's a lot of sugar in
Maybe
that
because it
tea.
was a special occasion or something
No,
for
there's a
Sammy
lot of sugar in that.
Guevara.
There is a lot of sugar in that tea, and I won't go there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, anyway,
Well,
anyway.
now.
Well, now look out now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
All I have to say is when I think it was Blaze that said we had to have a contest to take a drink every time you say "look out now." I am so glad it was not alcohol because we would have been in big trouble.
I would have
Oh my
looked down and said, "Oh my God, Sarah passed out. Look out now!"
god!
Oh no, I didn't do that to Sarah. Oh no, no. She's too innocent. Oh no. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Look
Anyway,
out now.
look out now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that it was water I was drinking and not anything
Yeah,
else.
not Smirnoff. Anyway, ladies and
Oh my
gentlemen.
god. Oh,
Anyway, anyway,
those
ladies and
Smirnoff
gentlemen.
days from back when I was like 22. That
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Guevara now belongs to Don Callis.
I just can't believe that. I mean, some people were saying they saw it coming. I didn't. Like, I figured they maybe wouldn't come to, he and Jericho wouldn't, make nicey nice after the match, but um, I never thought, I did not think at all that he was going to jump down Callis. That's crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't expecting
No.
that. I wasn't expecting that at all. That came out of left field, ladies and gentlemen. But he belongs to Don Callis.
And didn't like Daniel, I think there was like a segment, Daniel Garcia was back there with him, and he was not happy that Sammy is with Don Callis. Not happy.
Right. Um. Yeah, I was very shocked at that when he
Yeah.
and when he did that to Jericho. Um. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are up to the main event of Dynamite. Mm. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. The closure to Grand Slam. This was great. MJF defended the AEW title against Samoa Joe. Now, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I had a lot of concerns for this match. First of all, MJF was not 100% in this match whatsoever. And Samoa Joe is nasty. He is some vicious vixen,
Very
ladies and gentlemen.
aggressive.
Very aggressive. I wouldn't want to be in the ring with him because I'm quite sure, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be putting me on the shelf for many months. Um,
Yeah.
um, uh, Samoa Joe is just he's just vicious. He's vicious, and he was just taking it to MJF. The match was fine. The match was physical. The match was hard hitting. MJF did retain the title, ladies and gentlemen, and he kicked Samoa Joe in the beans and the franks. Ladies and gentlemen, the beans and the franks. Referee jumps out of the ring. He hurts his leg. And Samoa Joe, he hits him in the beans. He choked him out with a piece of tape. And that's how Samoa Joe went night for the night.
Oh, that was tape?
Yeah, that was tape.
Oh, I thought it looked like a string. Like a drawstring you would pull out of like sweatpants or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
hoodie sweatshirt.
I
That's what
thought
it looked like.
I thought at first
Yeah.
that's what it was. But then
Yeah.
when I looked at it, and then I said, "Oh, he got that from Samoa Joe's wrist." I said, "Ah, that's
Oh,
what you did."
wow. Okay.
He did
See,
this he did
I'm gonna
that
have to go
sleight of
back
hand.
and watch it. Yeah, that's slick. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that part
I
because
think
I missed that.
yeah, I think piece of his tape fell off on the apron and he used it. He
Okay.
used it. He used it to choke him out with it. That's what it looked like to me. That's what he did. Um, MJF did not adhere to the lookout. Yeah, well, beyond the
That's
script.
very true.
Well, yeah, he
It's
didn't. He
very,
didn't. Yeah, he did. He
he
didn't.
did
He
not
didn't.
adhere to that. No.
No, he didn't look out. He didn't. I did scream it across the ring. I said, "Joe, Joe, 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 look out now!" But he didn't. He didn't. He didn't hear that.
I would love it if the next time you go to either an AEW or WWE event, you take a sign that says, "Look out now." That would be great.
Yeah. I'll have the OH. Oh, look out now. Yeah.
That would be so great. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
oh
No,
my God.
I thought the match was really good.
Hmm.
Especially the MJF's entrance with the little boy. It was so funny. And that little boy was just adorable. But I just thought that was very funny. Really good callback to when Bret Hart did that back in the day when he gave the little boy his sunglasses. So that was funny. It was really neat. I liked it. Um, you're right though. Like Samoa Joe is vicious. Like
He
very, very
is.
aggressive. Like he
He
was
is.
just going at him.
He's like full metal to the pedal.
Oh yeah, definitely. And when as the match progressed, when MJF just would not stay down, he kept kicking out. You could just see his frustration grow and grow. It's like every time that happened, he would get more and more frustrated and then become more aggressive as a result. So it was the progression of the match. It was really. I thought it was an excellent match. I thought they both did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I agree with the assessment. There were at times, ladies and gentlemen, in the match where there was some questionable officiating by Paul Turner.
Oh
Yeah, I
yes.
mean, there were the time there Samoa Joe put MJF through a table. I thought that would have been a disqualification. It wasn't. Then he took off the black bat and he used the concrete floor as a weapon. I thought that was gonna be, but no. The match continued. The match continued, and
Yeah. Like I just thought it was kind of weird that um, that the ref didn't say anything, call Joe out for that, but yet he calls out, catches MJF with the ring and actually does something about that. But you're just standing there with this dumbfounded expression on your face as you see Samoa Joe dragging a table out from under the ring. Like, really?
yeah,
So that was crazy.
if I was the referee, if I was the official, ladies and gentlemen, I would have warned Joe. I said, if you use it, you're done.
Yep.
Your night's over.
Don't do it. Don't you
Don't
do
do it
that.
because it's not a tables match. This is not a
Yep.
tables match. You
Yep.
you put him through that table with you're done. And he wouldn't have listened to me. I would have rang the bell right then
Yep.
and there. He would have been disqualified.
Absolutely.
He would have been done. And I would have said to myself, "You put your hands on me, it's a $1 million lawsuit I'm gonna put on you." So
There
you
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 go.
know you want to calm down or you want a lawsuit. It's up to you. Mm,
Yeah. Absolutely.
so
I
because
agree.
yeah. And I wouldn't have stand for it. I wouldn't have stand for it.
No, no. So yeah, I
Uh,
mean that part I didn't like about the match.
no, I
You're right,
didn't.
and I know we both verbally stated that last night when we were watching Grand
Yeah,
Slam. I was
we
like, "What the hell is
yeah.
going on
I
here?"
was yeah. I was just like I was watching the match and I saw him take out the table and I says, now why is he not being administered here? Why is he not being admonished? Excuse me, wrong word.
Yes.
Why wasn't he admonished at this point, ladies and gentlemen? Because I would have done it. I would have
Yeah.
went right outside, right in
Absolutely.
his face. I would have went right in his face, and I would have said, "If you use that, your night is done.
Out. Bye bye.
I will go right to the timekeeper and ring the bell. It's up to you. It's your choice.
Yep.
It's your
Look out
choice."
now.
Yeah, look out now. I'm gonna get tough on you. Look out now.
Oh, hey Sean, how's it going?
Hey
Welcome.
Sean C. Hey Sean C. How are you? Welcome aboard. Um, yeah. So
Yeah, it's just
it was just there was a crazy match, but MJF
it was.
retains. MJF retains, and I'll tell you this much: like last time was a hit. It was a hit.
I thought it was
Um,
great.
and last night, ladies and gentlemen, AEW gained the highest views on that telecast last night. The viewership went through the roof. So Tony Khan
Oh,
really,
cool.
really, yeah. Tony Khan hit a home run, ladies and gentlemen. He hit a home run,
That's
and
great.
I'm happy for Tony Khan and his crew. They did a great job. Grand Slam looked great on camera. The
Oh,
set looks
absolutely.
great. The
I
set looks
love the
great.
ramp. That ramp looked so
Yeah,
neat with the
yeah,
road, the way they made the road
yeah,
look, and then
yeah.
you
Like you're
every so
driving
often,
down the road. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, every so
yeah,
often it showed I think it's probably supposed to be a taxi cab maybe, but a yellow car
yeah.
would drive. It looked really neat. I liked it a lot. It
Yeah,
looked fantastic.
yeah, they did a good job production. As I said
Yeah.
before, ladies and gentlemen, it took them 6 hours and 45 minutes to put that set together. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of equipment. It was a lot of equipment brought into
Oh,
the stadium, ladies and gentlemen, and
most
it
definitely.
it
A lot of hard work by those men and
yeah,
women that put that together and made it look so
yeah,
nice.
that's and then to take it apart and put it back in the truck. That's a lot of work. Put the tennis center back the way it's supposed to look, and everything else. It's a lot, but they do it, ladies
You
and
know, I
gentlemen. They
think
do it.
I think a lot of people take for granted that when you watch a wrestling show or you go to a live event, that the ring and the ramp and the entryway look the way they do. They think it just naturally happens. And I think, we all sometimes take for granted that that just magically happens. And it doesn't. It's a lot of hard work to transform, like you said, like a tennis center looking to look the way it did last night. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, the television production crew. They came into the arena. At a certain point in the morning, and they had to do a site survey. There's measurements that have to get done. There is blueprints that they have to look at. There is rigging they have to do. So it's a lot. It's a lot. How much poundage can we put on the roof? you know
Do you know,
um
with setting those things up like that? Because I know a lot of it is very, very complicated. Do you think they use like an engineer or and someone like that to kind of make
oh
sure
yeah,
they're
well,
setting things up safely?
yeah, they are,
Okay,
because they use the arena staff. They use the arena staff, and they're electricians, they're lighting people, they're rigging people.
okay,
They bring them in because they're all unionized. They know what to do with all that stuff. They know what to do. They tell them, how much you can bring this around, and how much you can how many pounds you could put this up, how much speakers you have. Yeah, they know all of
yeah,
that. They know all
wow,
of that. They know all of that. They know exactly what to do with it. They know exactly what to do with it.
man.
To make sure it's not too heavy, that the strings that are holding up the speakers, they don't snap and fall on someone in the audience because it's
Oh
so
gosh,
high up.
oh my gosh, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Think about how smart those folks have to be able to do that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a lot of work because it's a lot of tons, it's a lot of equipment,
Yep.
it's a lot. You have to take it out of a case. You gotta disassemble it. You gotta assemble it. You gotta put. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And then you're
Sure
doing it in
is.
shifts. You're doing it in shifts. This shift comes in, this next
Gosh.
shift comes in. We take a nap, the other person comes in, and then the other person takes a nap, and then we all wake up, and then we get it done. Yeah. And then they got to take it all down again and do it all over again in the next city. So it's not easy.
Wow. Hard
Um,
job.
yes.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, the Wembley setup, that's insane.
that
I
was
cannot
that was
imagine.
insane. That was
Do you happen to
that.
know how long? Do you happen to know how long it took them to set up everything in Wembley?
No,
I'm just
from what
curious.
I
I don't
know,
know.
I think it took them about 3 days to do that.
Oh,
Because
wow.
no, yeah, that it took them 3 days because you're talking about what they had to do is they had to put all the trucks, all of the equipment in a cargo plane and then ship it over to London.
Oh my God.
Land it in there, then go into the back of the stadium, set up the thing, pull down this, go to Tony Khan, talk to him on video chat, and say, "This is what we're gonna do. This is the
Yeah.
aisle. This is the configuration. This is what we can do. This is what we can't do,"
Yeah.
and then he approves the whole thing until he gets there. And then when he walks out there before the audience comes, he looks around, he makes sure everything is good and it looks good. So
It's just
it's a
insane.
lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I think as
So
a, I'm fully willing to admit that as a wrestling fan, I know I take for granted what all goes into putting these shows on for us.
yeah,
Um, I definitely take it for granted, and I just feel very lucky. I think we're all very lucky that we've got so much fantastic wrestling to watch.
yeah, and like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, it's WWE is number one when it comes to their production,
Yeah.
and they go all out for their production. They want to make sure that you will never, and when I mean never, ladies and gentlemen, I mean never, never forget their events. When you see a WrestleMania or you see a SummerSlam or you see a Royal Rumble, they put those sets together, ladies and gentlemen, so that you will never forget it.
I can't even imagine what WrestleMania next year is going to be like. Oh my
Well, I'll
goodness.
tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The prototype for the set looks impressive, and
Really?
it looks massive, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
wow.
Okay. The television folks did their job, ladies and gentlemen, and it's
Oh,
gonna take.
man.
They said if the prototype gets approved, ladies and gentlemen, they will have to they would have to hire extra hands to put the set
Oh, yeah,
together.
I bet. I believe it.
So I was
I
like,
believe it.
okay, well, yeah, I mean,
And
because
I mean, and it's the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. You know they're going to go all out for it.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
They're
and
going to go over the top.
yeah, and I am sure Endeavor will stamp that approval because
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania only goes 40 once, ladies and gentlemen, and don't go 40 again. And
Yeah.
it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a phenomenal show. And I cannot wait to go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for both nights. It's going to
Oh,
be
I'm
fin.
so excited for you that that you're going to all the events and everything there. It's going to
Yeah,
be so much fun.
it's going to be a fantastic weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fun for me to go to Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this much. If you all didn't hear the announcement, Perth, Australia will host the Elimination Chamber on Saturday,
Crazy.
February the 24th. That's Saturday, the February the 24th. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the wrestling experience. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 99, if you will, is in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 99 is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, me and Orange Cassidy's bestie, Mitch Kosky, Mitch Kosky and I will bring you Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, just 24 hours from now. Friday Night SmackDown will be live tomorrow night, and I hope you'll tune in because I'll tell you this much: the president of the Orange Cassidy fan club, he he loves this cook. The cook pot and him just go together, ladies and gentlemen. Yes,
Yes.
and
Yes, it
then
does.
and ladies and gentlemen, we're not done yet because Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, me and Sarah will return. We will return together and we're going to bring you AEW's Collision. And that will happen at 7:50 Eastern Daylight Standard Time from the Grand Rapids, Michigan. Do you want me to say the name of the arena? The Van Ordendale Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, will host Collision. Ladies and gentlemen. Right. That don't happen in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will. So I'm going to be flying from Glendale, Arizona, ladies and gentlemen, to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the Van Ordendale Arena, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to meet Sarah in the airport, and we're going to go to Grand Rapids, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
And the Van Ordendale Arena, ladies and gentlemen. If you will, and look out now. Look out now, we're going to Van Ordendale Arena, ladies and gentlemen. And AEW is going to be making their debut inside the Van. It was once a WWE arena, now it's owned by AEW, ladies and gentlemen, if you will. And the main event, ladies and gentlemen, the main event will be Ricky Starks taking on Bryan Danielson in a Texas death match, ladies and gentlemen, and that is going to be off the hook. That match is going to be
for that one.
And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen a Texas death match, this match, ladies and gentlemen, has no rules. Nothing. This match is going to be what I call, use the hashtag, ladies and gentlemen, woolly, wild, and all over the place. If you will. And look out now. This is going to be woolly, wild, and all over the place, ladies and gentlemen.
Look out now. There's something flying at your head.
Right, exactly. Look out now. I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to use chairs. They're going to use tables, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to use everything in the Van Ordendale Arena, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this could just go all over the arena, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait for Collision this Saturday night.
Yeah,
so me and Sarah are going to bring you that, if you will, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to see other matches as well on the card. But I'll tell you this much. Oh, and one thing I just want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When we're done with Friday Night SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you want, you tune in to TNT, because we're going to have Grand Slam Rampage. And that will be 2 hours. That'll be 2 hours on TNT. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And it was taped this past Wednesday night in Arthur Ashe Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Once Dynamite concluded, they did tape Rampage, and you're going to see that show tomorrow night as well. So get ready for Friday Night SmackDown with me and Orange Cassidy's bestie, Mitch Kofsky. Ladies and gentlemen, me and Mitch Kofsky. Look out now. Look out now. It's me and Mitch, ladies and gentlemen. Look out now. And we're going to bring you Friday Night SmackDown from Glendale, Arizona.
Look out now.
Look out now. Look out, Mitch. I'm coming for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all happening tomorrow night on Friday Night SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, Sarah, thank you for popping in at the last minute. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Sarah's going to be involved. She's going to be involved in the 100th episode, ladies and gentlemen, next week on the Wrestling Experience. Her and DJ Storms and me and myself, we will all come together for a very special, it's going to be a very special edition of the Wrestling Experience. I hope that you'll tune in for that, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. And look out now, the show is over. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in 24 hours for Friday Night SmackDown. For Sarah, I'm Earl. Look out now. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, the Wrestling Experience, with your host, Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW are now watching The Experience, the wrestling experience. Now with your host, Earl Cole.